All right, the last thing I want to know is if you guys tapped in with this Charleston White video of him snitching on his co-defendants when he was 16 years old on a murder of a white dude in a town called Irving, Texas, which sits right between Dallas and Fort Worth. If you ever take that drive between Dallas and Fort Worth, you're going to drive right through Irving, is where the Texas Rangers actually play. And for whatever reason, 30 years later, this video is just hitting the internet.
30 years later is crazy. I only heard about the video, right? But 30. So where did it come from? 30 years later, you think? Where you think it surfaced from?
I don't know, but Charleston White reacted to it and said, "Oh man, they been played that, and that been on the news years ago."
We saw the snitch video, so everybody saw it. It's been on the news before. Just because you saw it, you still broke. It don't change nothing. You still broke. I'm still rich. I'm still getting booked. It don't change nothing. Yeah, it don't change nothing. We seen the snitch video, so everybody's seen it before you seen it. It used to be on the news. I keep telling y'all, I made the news before. All what y'all doing, people I already seen. So what you seen it? You think they gonna stop booking me? You think they gonna stop interviewing me? You think people gonna stop? No, you still gonna be poor, and I'm still gonna be rich and famous. It don't change nothing. We seen the snitch video. So yeah, I got a comedy show tomorrow night. We gonna laugh about it on stage.
That's not new.
That's 30 years old.
I just want to know, how did this service up now? Who like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we see a lot of body cam footage, like, you know what I'm saying, all the Chicago dudes in jail and all, but like for it to be 30 years ago, and there ain't no phones back then, like really popping. That's crazy.
Yeah, and he's not shying away from it. But here's my problem with what he did. He participated in a homicide. He might not have been the trigger person, but he was a part of the crime. And I hate it when the police they let a participant off that is just as guilty as some of the other participants. In fact, one of the participants is sitting in jail to this day.
And they keep going to his parole, his appeal hearing and parole hearing, whatever you want to call it, and saying why he should stay in jail. And that's, I don't know, man, that's diabolical, bro.
Damn, wait, so you're saying Charleston White keep going to the dude who's in jail for this, he keep going to his parole hearings and telling him he need to stay locked up?
Right.
According to Melvin Farmer,
nigga, bro.
Yeah, he goes there and says he fears for his safety if these guys are released from jail.
Hey, and guess what? How old is Charleston right now, bro?
Well,
I believe, because people think he older than what he is.
If this was 30 years ago, he's got to be 46 because he was 16 in the video.
Right. Easy math. That's crazy, though. That is diabolical, my nigga. If you're going back to the court every time this man is up for a...
And it's a viral picture. I'm looking banged out with a blue rag and chunking up 60s. Like, it's a viral... Y'all seen that picture?
No.
Oh, it's out there. Like, he was looking like one of them boys from everybody telling me. I'm like, okay, he was really trying to participate. But I don't think they had any enemies back then, right? So I think they were just hunting for white people. That's what it sounded like. No, for real. Like, who was y'all beefing with?
That's what he said, though. That was his whole thing. He was like, y'all niggas be out here killing each other. we was doing that.
All right, I'm gonna play a clip from him on the stand here. This was a news clip. Part of this footage was as part of a news clip that covered this story back when it happened. So the footage is grainy and old, and here we go.
16-year-old Charleston White took the stand and testified against his friend, Antoine Doolittle, who sat just a few feet from him and listened intently.
He pulled the hammer back on the gun.
And then what happened?
He fired.
Doolittle is accused of gunning down 34-year-old Michael Levy of Irving. Levy attempted to stop Doolittle, White, and two other teenagers accused of shoplifting 3 sports jackets and a baseball cap from an Arlington mall in September of 1991. Witnesses say Levy pounded on their windshield until the teens threw the jackets out the car window. Then Doolittle supposedly shot him in the back as Levy walked away. White repeated the conversation he says he had with Doolittle after the shooting.
I said, look, you shot him.
What did he do?
Started laughing.
Levy had been married only 4 days when he was shot.
But I always had my dreams of my Prince Charming. I found him. And it's hard to believe, but I did. And I believe in fairy tales because he made my dreams come true. And they took that away.
White will be testifying against all 3 of his buddies in exchange for a maximum sentence of 12 years. A juvenile judge reduced the charge from capital murder to murder against Doolittle, so the teenager faces from 5 years to life in prison if he's found guilty.
My bad. I said Irving. It's Arlington, the town between Fort Worth and Dallas.
That's where the Cowboys play, right?
I'm not sure if the Cowboys play there, but when you take that drive, you pass by the Texas Ranger Stadium. It's right. You can't miss it. But, hey, Charleston White, he looks the same as he just got a head full of hair at 16.
And a youthful face. Yeah, he do look the same.
He look the same. He ain't even put on no weight either. It's just crazy. He's almost 50 years old. He's probably weighs the same he weighed when he was a teenager.
That's heart-wrenching when your boy next to you doing that. That's crazy.
Yeah, but there's 2 ways to look at this. Maybe they went to go rob this store.
He wasn't trying to catch a hat.
And they weren't. The intentions were not to shoot anybody or kill anybody. But then why take a gun? Why have a gun? If he knew dude had a gun, then you knew that was a possibility.
Right.
So that means you were part of it. But I don't know the whole case. I'm sure he can say, hey, I didn't know the guy had a gun. Who knows what his version is. But he cooperated and got less time.
Now, he also said that you always get online screaming that, where's the paperwork, but he has your police report.
If anybody had my police report, homie, they would post it online. Ain't nobody gonna sit on my police report if it's damaging to my character. And think about this. My police report is so old. I committed a crime in 1991 when they were still doing everything by pencil in hand. How he gonna get that? You gotta come to the county clerk's office. That ain't even online. You can't even digitally get that. September, now how you gonna get that, homie? And I'm a juvenile. My record is sealed. How you gonna get that? And the FBI can't get it. How you gonna get it? All the job, I done work for the airport. Nigga, I done had FBI background checks. Why they can't, how these convicts gangbang go get it? Come on, homie. If there's any damaging evidence to who I am, to my character and my credibility, come on by now. Come on by now. Come on, man, listen. Anybody from my city could go viral overnight if they had any damn, wow, come on, homie. We got rappers in my city. I done said something about all the rappers. Man, I done been locked up with Yellow Beezy Daddy. Man, I done got into it with South Walker. He done reached out to everybody in Houston. So think about this, homie. If I'm really anything, why ain't nobody, come on, homie. They would go viral.
Yeah, that's toe up. That's crazy. He said, what? He laughed. Like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah, and he didn't look very comfortable up there testifying the way he's comfortable talking today.
Right. I could believe he wasn't comfortable with it. But once he did that, you might as well keep going now. Just be King Snitch, as they call him. Like, shit, you already done messed up.
But I think he's admitted to telling before this video even came out. I think he's a self-proclaimed
snitch.
Yeah,
and he stands on that.
Yeah,
I think he was trying to be tough though. Right then, I don't think he was proclaiming to be a snitch back then.
No, I'm saying like during the last few years of his run on the internet, he had already admitted that he told. I believe he has already admitted.
Oh yeah, no, everybody knew what he did, and I don't know if it's self-admitted but everybody knew.
Do you really feel like you were snitching?
Nah, homie. I come from the criminal elements of society.
Yeah.
And I understand what snitching is. Snitching is 2 niggas getting in trouble, and one telling to get out of it. When a man evolve and grow past the criminal elements of society, street rules don't apply no more, homie. So No, if you see your neighbor house getting broken into and you call the police, that ain't snitching. If me and you riding in the car together and we friends, we childhood friends, and we get pulled over by the police and they find some dope up under your seat. Now I know I ain't sitting over there. And the police say, well, who dope is this? And you look at me and you don't say it's mine. It's his, sir. Yeah, it's his. Say, tell that white boy, that ain't snitching. That's setting the record straight. 5 kids go to the mall together. And 1 kid get caught stealing. And they got to call all the parents. Right? And I tell my mama the truth about what happened. That ain't snitching. That's telling the truth.
But it's just like, everybody could see it now. That shit crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now you got the guy that introduced him to the world is now going in on him right now, and that's OG Melvin Farmer. So Melvin Farmer and Charleston White were very close friends
in the beginning
in 2018 when Charleston White moved to Los Angeles. He lived in L.A. for a couple of years. He lived off of Figueroa. He lived in the Denver Lanes Hood, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I dropped him off one time, like halfway between. We were in the studio on Pico. He had to go all the way down to like 109th or something, and I dropped him off somewhere like halfway, and then he went about his way, and it was a completely different dude in 2018 when he was living in L.A.
I believe he a manipulator. I believe he could transform into wherever he want to.
Mm-hmm.
He could talk gangster. He could articulate himself very well. And then he like, you know what I'm saying? Like he could like a chameleon, you know what I'm saying? But sheesh, bro. And then old boy was only married for 4 days.
The nigga was like an activist too for a bit. Cause I seen mad stuff where he going into the courts trying to get bills passed for the city and do like righteous work.
Yeah.
I want to know where that's documented that he did that, or is he just saying that?
No, I've seen I've seen the court footage myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you could look it up because I've seen it.
See, man.
That's what I'm saying. How you say he's a chameleon. That's why I'm like, I second that because it's crazy how you go from one end of the spectrum to then, you know what I'm saying? But his whole thing is like, when nobody respecting, I'm not like caping for him or nothing, but he said his whole thing was when nobody respecting me trying to be like, hey man, you gotta do this. I come from this. We trying to be positive and righteous and all that. So then that's why he turned into this nigga he is now. Yeah, I'm snitching. You is this. You is that.
Well, it's way easier to do the wrong thing and to be negative than to be positive. For real, it was way easier. So
that's a fact.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But man, that ain't no excuse. That dude, he came to LA with a mission because I believe he very smart. He infiltrated the Bloods and the Crips, got knowledgeable about the gang and stuff, went to Nipsey funeral, and then he blew trail and got up out of here.
Yeah, that was 2019 when he went to Nipsey's funeral. And I think he moved here in 2018. So yeah, he was hanging out with everybody.
He was out here, from what I hear, wearing overalls and dressing like a farmer. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what's crazy? When Melvin Farmer asked me to do this podcast with him, and he said, hey, I got this guy, Nat Turner. He was going by Nat Turner at the time.
And that's what it's up on your page as, a Nat Turner interview?
Well, I put Charleston White in the title, but he was going by Nat Turner.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, I'll do this for you, Melvin. That's my boy. So Charleston White put a flyer on his Facebook page to say he was going to be on this podcast, and he had a picture of him with the coveralls, the overalls, and he put me on the flyer. He put Melvin Farmer. It looked crazy, this flyer with him and his coveralls on, and the dude barely said a word in the podcast. It was just quiet.
He was infiltrating, you know what I'm saying? Like he was getting some like somebody said, intel.
Yeah, he was fascinated with the history, the Stanley Tookie Williams stories, the Raymond Washington stories, and I guess that's why he decided to hook up with Melvin Farmer, because Melvin Farmer is an encyclopedia when it comes to the history of this LA banging.
Okay.
So he got on the internet. It's like, I need to meet this guy, Melvin Farmer. This is the guy that I need to tap in with. And Melvin Farmer, cool. You can call him up, and he's approachable. And the next thing I know, we was doing a podcast, and then, what is it, 2020 or 2021, somebody's telling me, hey, you remember interviewing this guy? I was like, I don't know this dude. I never met that guy a day in my life. I had to go back to the footage, and I'm like, whoa, that's the same guy. The same guy.
And
I couldn't believe it.
He say a lot of foul stuff. He let a lot of foul stuff come out of his mouth.
And I was surprised that I saw he just did a reaction to this new footage this old footage surfacing. I thought he was in jail. Didn't he get arrested a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, he probably bailed out. He working with some chili these days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
He bailed out, but man, boy, we all know he a snitch, but goddamn, like when it's materialized, you know what I'm saying?
And I don't know if I knew this story. Like, I know he called himself a snitch, but I know that he said that he, like, off the a white man or whatever, he hang his hat on that. But I don't ever remember him saying that he snitched on the people he committed the murder with. I don't recall ever hearing that. So this is news to me. That's crazy.
Well, I remember Melvin Farmer said that he had the paperwork about a year ago. He had the paperwork on him testifying. So it was known that he did testify. But this video is just like, it puts it all in perspective now.